Hello, this is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. This video is for Mike in Texas. Okay, Mike, your pump. So I actually installed it in the car. I fixed it and I put it in the car. So I want to show you the operation, and then I'll take it on the bench and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so first off, this is a testing because the pump is water damaged, so you want to make sure it works properly. So this is the remote lock. You can see it unlocks right away. And then the trunk, the handle, as you can see, comes right out. The handle is up. We close the trunk. The trunk closes flush. The handle also closes all right. The pump now. Now my car came without pump altogether, so I had to adapt some other pump that I had laying around. But this is your pump. Okay, so it's plugged in. I wanted to test all operation. This is your pump with the bed board. Okay, and I'm gonna open it up to show you what it looks like inside. But this is the circuits except for one FKS. The FKS is the headrest, and mine are electric, so I don't have the pipe going there. Yours are, if you have S420 or S320, then you will have a vacuum driven headrest. S500s usually came with electric headrests as well. So this is my pump. This is an old style pump. It's not the same, as you can see. Manifolds are different, but anyway. So second thing is we're going to start the car and show you the operation of the pump when the engine is on, so you can see that it does not cycle. Okay, pardon me for patchy video, but I just really won't have time next week. Today is Sunday, 6 o'clock, but I have to do what I have to do. Now, as we can see, ignition is on. As we can see, the pump is completely off. I'm gonna show you the pressure. Now it's doing the vacuum and seats. Okay, so pressure circuit. See, that's the pressure. Once pressure is reached its nominal value, it shuts off. Vacuum circuit. Vacuum storage tank is filled up. So as we can see, ignition is on, pump is not cycling. It's a good thing. Now, another thing I want to show you, the door locks. I'm gonna go from here. Excuse me, so much glare, but okay, so the door locks. So we're gonna go lock. Considering that I have one actuator leaking in the door, this pump works very nice. It creates so much pressure that it shuts right down. Very nice and happy. Engine start. As you can see, when engine is started, the pump is quiet. So there is no leak in the pump circuits. On my car I know I have no leaks, so it's a good test. There are no leaks in the pump. So it's quiet, it's not cycling. It works, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. If I'm gonna put loom bars on, it's gonna start cycling, but I have leaks in my loom bars. So you hear the leak. See, the pump cycles now. See, I put it on 3. I have a leak here going on, so, and that's bad for the pump. You see how it cycles. You can never reach that pressure. So I shut down my lumbar support but I do have a leak here, so I know I have leaks on both seats. So that's the indication of, see if I put it on like say 1, pump will continue pumping, it will try, but because of the leak it cannot retain that pressure. So that's in terms of the pump. In terms of anything else, or the trunk release, as you can hear, the pump activated twice. We'll go look at the trunk. Trunk is open, as you can see, and the handle is out. So we're gonna close the trunk. That's it. Trunk is closed now. So that is what we got. Pump does its job, whatever it needs to do. Pressure vacuum. This car is a 2-door, so it has to activate the seats. So when I have to, let's say if I want to move the seat, it's locked, there is a button. See, I press the button, pump activates it. So it activates the lock in the seat. So if somebody sits in the back seat, the seat is locked when the car is running, so nobody can push the driver with their knees. The seat is locked in place. In order for somebody to exit the vehicle, you have to press on the little button on the side there. I don't know if you can see it over there. There's a little button there. So you press on the button, and then I'm pressing the button, and now I can move the seat forward when the car is running. Once I put it back, it's gonna lock back up. And as you can see, it is locked in place. So the pump works very well, and I'm gonna pause this video. I'm gonna make another addition to what was done inside. Okay, and obviously it tested on the bench before I put it on the car. So next part is coming up. Okay, so this is the continuation of our video for Steve in Texas. Oh, I'm sorry, for Mike in Texas, I'm sorry. Okay, Mike, so this is your water damaged board. I did clean the board up everywhere, and I did double up on all the board circuits here, because many of them actually etched out. So I did directly from the source to where they have to go, and some of them were working, some of them I just doubled up, some of them were already etched out and corroded, and I did add lines to them. So as you can see, wires, one of them even go on the other side for main power. There was a little bit corrosion on one of the solenoid activation right there in the corner, and so forth, so on. The motor, I cleaned it up. It's actually a really nice motor. It's really good condition. The brushes are very minimum wear, so definitely the motor is gonna last. All the valves look very clean, no problems there. Everything activates, deactivates, as you saw on the vehicle, and it doesn't overheat. So remote control circuit, the remote control circuit I just showed on the vehicle, that locks and unlocks, so it receives the signal from the infrared remote locking circuit. And lights also come on, so it sends the signal to lights. When the pump unlocks, it reaches lights, interior lights to come on, and that's also another good thing. And that's basically all for now. I mean, as you can see, obviously all the circuits, they look very ugly, but in reality most of them are no longer used. It's just these wires that actually double in all these circuits. Most of the damage was in this area, right on the bottom of the pump, and a little bit damage here, and a couple of points right down there. As you can see, this one was burned, and a couple of others over there, this one. So I took care of all of them, and it shouldn't be a problem for many years to come. So this is much better pump. Now in terms of the another pump that you mailed me, this one, pardon the mess on the bench, it's like so many things I had to do today. I'm not sure about the circuit board on this one, because it does appear to be looking good. It's slightly different than yours, because yours have transistors. This one already has 2 chips right here, even though it's not really a big concern, but still it could be a little variation on the pump. But I don't want to go and reinstall the boards, because if the board is at fault, then it's back to square one. They have to be swapped, and everything has to be readapted again and whatnot. In terms of this motor, yeah, the motor is pretty much okay, but the problem with this motor is that it's not gonna fit in the pump properly. It just doesn't. It's just way too big. You see, it's not for this pump. It's from different pump. So it just always be loose, laying around, flapping around. Whereas this one sits on its grommets and it's pretty tight. As you can see, it's suspended on little rubber posts here, just so it doesn't vibrate. The hose is good, tight. This was a really nice pump. That's my point. I mean, this was a beautiful pump. It's just that water damage, and luckily it did not spread. The bad water damage spreads like cancer, and there's nothing that can be done with it. Like, for example, let's see if this is the board. Okay, this is a board from another pump. This is 99, and this was also water damaged, and I tried to fix it, but it did spread a lot. So if you compare yours and this one, see these little white traces everywhere, but it went on the board all around here, so each and every trace could be bad. I mean, I tried to find, I did make this work, but it didn't work all circuits properly, so I scrapped the whole project. As you can see, all the water damage lines through the whole board. So that's after cleaning. So imagine how it was before I cleaned it all off. So I don't know, I didn't want to mess with it anymore. It's just, even though over here it was decent, but that's bad. It didn't work out. But yours were right here on the power circuits, which I did clean up and resoldered. So I really wanted to save this pump because it was a good pump to start off with, and clean and everything. So the other one, it's a Frankenstein. I'm not, you know, it's just more work to actually even do that pump. Make sure that the board is fine. I mean, it could have been any of the lines or the valves, and take the manifold apart and this and that. Plus, on top of that, you have to swap all the valves because manifold piece is broken. The motor doesn't fit. So who knows what's going on with it? It's just you saw how your pump worked in the car just in the first part, and how it worked on the bench in the first video that I mailed you. So this is definitely a much better working pump. More chances that this is gonna last than that one. I really. So this is basically my take, and it's pretty much ready to go. I'm gonna close it all up right now, and it will be ready for mailing back to you. Alright, so this is it. I will wrap her up. This is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.